Welcome to Down in the Den After Dark, aka AD Live. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the first episode of 2024 with the AD crew. I got my man Kyle Jones out of sunny Tampa, Florida. And of course, I got my man Big Gerald out of rainy Seattle, Washington. And you got your boy Mars, aka Marlon Beardo, out of somewhere in the middle VA. And I'm here with my boys, man. We got so much to talk about. But before we get into it, fellas, how y'all been doing? We've been talking about this all day. We had a special impromptu episode, man. We've all seen the news, and if you don't know what the hell we're talking about, that man Katt went rat-a-tat-tat on half of Hollywood, man. When did y'all see it? And are y'all ready to dig into this shit today?
Oh, I saw it this morning, so I'm fresh from listening to it. I listened to it twice. I think I'm ready, man. I think I'm ready.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it yesterday, and then I watched Nightcap where he was talking to Gilbert Arenas about it. So I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I watched it as it debuted yesterday, and then I just watched Nightcap maybe 15 minutes before we came on, so it's super fresh to me. And damn, we used to think people like him w- were crazy, Kanye were crazy, but it seems like it's a lot more validity to what these guys are saying, man. So I took the liberty to cut up some clips, and we're just gonna go in random order, and we're gonna touch on some of these things that he said. So let's go to the first clip.
Kevin told you he wasn't going to wear no dress until they offered him the dress, and then he put it on. And what did he say after he wore it? I made my own decision. Duh. But you didn't make it before they brought it up, did you? It's okay. It's all right. For a 5-year period, every single movie that Kevin Hart did was a movie that had been on my desk, that all I had said was, just, can we take some of this step and fetch it shit out? And then I can do it. Like, it don't need to be overtly homosexual, because I'm not homosexual, right? It doesn't need that to be funny, right? And me saying that and them going, oh yeah, no problem. And then going to give it to this other guy and having him do it just like it was, and acting like I'm a bad person because I keep standing on my standard. But yeah, it's interesting, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, again, I'm on the winning side of these decisions.
All right, so obviously my man don't like K Hart, aka Cal Jones. So
Yep.
it's him. So when you wore that dress, Kevin, no, we could probably trick a couple of people with that clip right there. But that's just a little bit on what he said about Kevin Hart, man. Um, I don't know how I feel about the whole interview. The energy was definitely giving me little crackish vibes. Not saying that he's on crack or anything, but it was just given like I've never had Shannon Sharp's drink. Have you got any of y'all sampled it?
Yeah, it's
I
good.
mean, is it truth serum inside of it? I don't know, man. I believe Katt Williams. For some reason, I do believe him, but maybe it was the delivery. What do y'all think about just his whole delivery and specifically on Kevin Hart?
You want a bit, Gerald?
Oh, bet. Yeah. So for me, is it what Cat did was classic. Why do I have to lie? I have nothing to lose. He basically went on there and told his truth because he got tired of people sullying his name. I mean, we're all like that. Um, we consider ourselves to be professional gentlemen, and people that talk shit, that don't really bother us until it's a continuation of those who are supposed to be in our same field. Then we stand up and say something. That's all Cat did then, and then he brought receipts. you know, One of the things I can appreciate, even when he went on his tangent, and yes, he is moving around and playing in his face a lot, he's keeping it real. He's like, not only am I going to tell you this, there are witnesses to it, and I can prove it. Something nobody else did. For me, the whole when he talked about the whole Kevin Hart thing, there was a one time. Kevin Hart was the biggest comedian on the planet, you
Yeah.
know, and it came out of nowhere. Like Kevin Hart's funny, but it came out of nowhere. Like, dang, Kevin Hart is everywhere. And so Cat's like, I'm not willing to sell my soul. People that are like that, and I think you had mentioned the Kanye's and stuff like that, when they ain't got nothing to fear, they can speak their truth, they can live in it. So I appreciate the way he came at it. I like you said, he was moving around a lot, but I honestly believe he mentioned that he's like, if I'm on drugs, no one's come out and said they get me high, do none of this. So how can you prove it? I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Kev,
I
what do you
mean,
think?
Uh, I think there's a little. I don't know. I think there's a little truth to both sides. So I'm learning in this interview that Katt Williams is a very smart guy, and I think he's very good at telling stories. And I think he's telling stories, but he's like embellishing the stories. Like it's a little line there to make it. It's like when you watch a movie that's based on a true story, and most of it's true, but you got to add stuff to it to make it, something. Like he's
Martin
saying
Luther King didn't create the moonwalk. Wait a minute. You're like, why
exactly.
did they put this in there?
Like he's saying stuff, and then he's putting fillers in that he has no proof about. So he'll say like Kevin wore a dress, but then he'll say why he did it. But how you know how he did it or why he did it? You just added that on, but it makes the story, sound more believable. Also, just looking at like Kevin Hart and them, the reaction that they're giving back. Nobody's denying what he's saying. I guess that's the scary part. They're just saying that you got self-hate or you got whatever, get that hate up out of you. I don't think he did an interview like with a malice heart. He didn't sound angry. He wasn't yelling. He didn't sound like he was owed anything. If you look at Kevin Hart roles, they look like roles that were designed for Katt Williams. Same height, black guy, short, black guy that act bigger than he is. It's Kevin Hart. But Katt Williams got, more mouth. He's not gonna bow down to anybody. So you can't, it's hard to market. Also, there's interviews out there with Kevin Hart saying that Katt Williams messed up because he didn't come to the studio. He was late. He need to look himself in the mirror. It's nobody else's fault. I also think that is true. And I don't even get why Kevin even caught a stray. I guess we'll get into that later. Kevin had nothing to even do with this interview. So you can tell there's some type of I don't know, like pre-existing hate or something right there. But I guess I'll leave it right there until we get a little later in. I don't know what clips Mars got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Faison caught a straight too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they were strays. I think they were intentional. I think he came in there for those who watch Game of Thrones, like Arya, and he had a list, and he was like, "I'm taking out all of these suckers. I'm getting an opportunity because not too many people, because those are very powerful entertainers, especially in Black, culture. The people that he aimed at, and maybe Ludacris, are very powerful entertainers, and a lot of shows wouldn't really want him going off because now Kevin Hart may not come on the show, or now this person may not come on the show. So a lot of people would have edited. I appreciate Shannon for letting it out raw, just being quiet, because he's doing the same thing as an interviewer. I would have been doing the same thing when I see him just giving me this gold. I'd have just shut my damn mouth and been like, yeah, So I appreciate Shannon Sharp on that level. And I do agree with you, Kyle, and Big Gerald, as far as there's not one of those roles that Kevin Hart did in almost any of those movies that you couldn't interchange Katt Williams with, and it might not be better.
Yeah.
So I can certainly see where some of these roles were offered to Katt, and he passed them up because he has his integrity. And I just think, like you said, he embellished. He did a lot of Illuminati, eyes wide shut, like, yeah, and then Harvey Weinstein wanted to do this, and he wanted to take my asshole, and all, maybe it happened, but I think it's a lot of hyperbole because that's what's hot right now. So I think he was adding a little Lowry seasoning salt on these stories, but I do think it was a lot of truth to what he said, and about clicks, and we know there's gatekeepers. How come we haven't hit 6 million straight with that with all the quality content? Because there's gatekeepers. Your algorithm is literally a gatekeeper. So we know that's true. We've seen how quickly they destroyed Kanye, how quickly they destroyed Dave Chappelle. These are all people that what's common is that they're not going to bow down. They're not afraid of the repercussions. So I definitely think it's a lot of truth, and I definitely think there's industry plans. So let me get to this next clip.
Martin tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he tell me, Katt, when I come back, I need you. You my young partner. You my brother in comedy. When I come back, just promise me that my next movie, it'll be me and you. We gonna do it together. We gonna do some buddy cop shit. I said, Martin, you got my motherfucking word, my nigga. Go do what you gotta do. When you come back, I'm in your movie. Don't trip. I don't need to see the script or nothing. We get in that office and this fool pull out Big Mama's House 2. I almost died. And I gotta read this script from all these good white people. Where this nigga want me to get in a dress with him. And I'm literally saying to everybody, why is he in a dress again? You already played the old lady as an FBI agent. We can play anything now. We can be playing a dog catcher this time. Why do we need to be in a dress? And I get so mad, I say, you don't want me. You want Brandon T. Jackson. And that's who they went and got. Twice I said it, they went and got him. Just like I'm telling you, I had that other dude's work. I had all of it. All I did was say, I want to punch it up so it's not offensive to real niggas. And that's how I got in this position.
I sure hope I have a Club Shay Shay after this air.
It's gonna be in a dimension it's never been.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
The greatest thing floating in 2024.
I might be out of business.
Mark the words. No way. In a whole different realm of business. Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Watch. God's people ain't that few.
All right. I've heard this a lot. I've heard it from Dave Chappelle, heard it from Katt Williams. I've heard it from a lot of, they're going to make you wear a dress. They're going to demasculate. And there's a lot of different views you can go on that. On that particular scenario, it's Big Mama's House too. That's the whole point. When like Robin Williams did it as Mrs. Doubtfire, we all laughed and we chuckled and we thought it was a great movie and it's a family movie and it's a Disney movie. He's in drag. When Dustin Hoffman did it, he gets nominated for the Academy Award. He's in drag. The first actors, it was just men. There were no women allowed to act. They were in drag. It's acting. And I don't know if that's hyper masculinity or toxic masculinity, or he's just feeling that this is some type of industry. It gets wishy off on that. Like I said, if I'm an actor, if the role now I'm not gonna do like Mary J. Blige did when she was singing for chicken at Burger King. Y'all remember that commercial? I wish I had a clip of that. There's some things that are like extra coonish that I'm not gonna do. But, if the role requires it, if you're an actor, you should be an empty vessel and be able to adapt the role. But what do you think about this? Once again, I feel that seasoning salt again. He's like, I told him to get Brandon Jackson. And that's what they did. I'm like, you put some seasoning salt on it. What do y'all think?
I'll take this one first. I got to, of course, Martin is my favorite comedian. You see the shirt. As Katt was talking, I started to think about all my favorite comedians: Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Jamie Foxx, the Wayans brothers. Everybody's best role has been with them with a dress on. So I began to think
Wesley Snipes.
Oh, I can just keep going. Bing Rames, man, I can just go down the line of people that put a dress on. Tyler Perry. Black people got a fascination with dudes wearing a dress because it's
Hollywood.
I take that back then. I'm gonna go with Hollywood. But why is that like the biggest seller? Like we're stating in the community, quote unquote, it's this thing against drag or whatever. But when these movies come out, everybody go out in droves. So I'm beginning to believe that all that stuff that they say I don't believe it. I think people like it. It's the reason why people keep doing it because I can't think of anything else. You can't just get a woman to play any of those roles.
Medea.
Yeah, you can't just get a woman.
Literally every church has a Medea.
Exactly. He took it on tour, blew up, got all these guys. I wouldn't go see it. I have nothing against it, but I'm like, I don't want to like be live looking at a dude play the role of a woman. Just get a woman to play it. But I don't know. I'll let y'all answer that. But I don't know. It seems to be a lot of comedians' biggest role is when they put a dress on.
I mean,
I'm ready whenever you're ready.
so I'll save you for last on this bit, Gerald, because I know I know
Okay.
you're ready to dig into it. With Tyler Perry, I am not a fan of his content. I'm a fan of, kind of the black Hollywood that he's built out there and the opportunities that he give for people of color in the entertainment industry, because it is extremely rough to break into the entertainment industry, regardless of race. It's specifically rough to break into the industry as a person of color. You see what happened when they made The Little Mermaid black, or whenever they race swap a role, everybody just goes up in arms and flipping tables and damn woke Hollywood. But in reality, if you're a little black boy and you want to play Spider-Man before Miles Morales, it was not a possibility. If you wanted to play Superman before Shaquille O'Neal did it as Steel, it wasn't a reality. I remember growing up in the 80s and pretending we're the Ghostbusters, and everybody's like, man, you're Winston. And I'm like, damn, I don't want to be Winston, but I got to be Winston because I'm the only black guy in the crew. So I understand both sides, but Cal, you're absolutely right. They always it's not, and to me it's never really a stretch because none of them are actually doing like Jared Leto did in Dallas Buyer Club, where he's playing like a transgender character. So you're like, okay, it makes sense. It's just like a big black burly dude in a dress. Like Ving Rhames is like the biggest, burliest black dude, and people are like, oh, he did so good in that movie. I'm like, did he? Because he looks like the dude from Pulp Fiction in a dress to me. It didn't work. So I don't know, man. But I agree with you. It seems like it's something that they have to do. And they always say it's a humiliation ritual. I don't know. I haven't been that deep in Hollywood, but it does seem like everyone has to do it. Big Gerald, please give us the cake on this one, because I know you're gonna give us that word.
Okay, so Cal brought up Robin Williams, and so I'm gonna ask Cal a question. When they did Mrs. Doubtfire, at the end of it, he got his kids back. Was there any more Mrs. Doubtfires after that?
No, they never made a sequel.
No. And the reason why I thought what Cal said was so profound, why I was so ready to go, it is one of the things to try to embarrass someone, but it's another thing to tell someone that this is what will make you famous. What would you rather have, money or fame? And so a lot of the times they'll tackle the roles that they'll believe no one else will tackle because it's about fame. I want to get to that Robin Williams status. I want to get to that Eddie Murphy status. The reason why they don't come at Eddie so hard, when Eddie play his roles, he played both male and female. He's he's bringing all the characters to life because he's showing his range. A lot of these guys, when they put on the dress, they're not showing range. Martin Lawrence is one of the greatest comedians of all time, but there was no reason for three Big Mama houses because the one with Brandon T. Jackson was Big Mama House 3. Because Big Mama House 2, he was playing a nanny to a white family. Again, no reason to bring Big Mama back out two more times. Whenever Hollywood believes that they have something where they can present a black actor in a light that makes their white audience feel okay, they're going to continue to do that. Tyler Perry brought the media things and put it on the road, and it's no secret. And I'm not trying to disrespect anyone, but in the Christian religion, a lot of those men are feminine. Here's what it is. He was pandering to his audience. That's why Medea got over so well. The women love it, but a lot of men loved it too. And that's the underlying joke. Not taking them against Tyler Perry, but that's how that worked. It's hard. He built something so that someone else wouldn't have to do a Medea ever again. He built Black Hollywood to give those opportunities so somebody else don't have to put on the dress and the wig in order to be successful. That's why he continued with the Medea thing. So Cat Williams is correct when he's like, man, why do we have to put on dresses to be famous? Because white people in power in Hollywood are saying this is how you be famous. They use one person to say this is the career that you want. This is the goal that you want. These are the tiers that you want to get to. Put this wig on, smile, dance around, and be funny. And Martin Lawrence didn't have to play Big Mama but that one time. That was it. Martin Lawrence is one of the greatest comedians that ever walked face of the earth. Can't nobody take that away from him. His TV show transcends television. There are teenagers that know what Martin is, but they don't know what nothing else is. So that was a platform that was given to them. A lot of comedians think they have to go down that road, and I applaud Cat for standing on his morals.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, one thing when you said Tyler Perry, built Black Hollywood so no one ever has to do Medea again, you were very good on that. So one thing you said, they would never have to put on a wig again. And everyone knows that if you're in a Tyler Perry movie, you're going to put on one of them cheap-ass wigs straight from Party City.
Now, I wouldn't talk. Now, the women don't have to wear those wigs. I don't know why they picked them. All the female actresses, especially in the TV show, them wigs be embarrassing.
Them wigs
All
look
the time about this point.
Them wigs look like my brand new Down in the Den Scully cap, available now wherever merchandise is sold. But anyway, yeah, I well said, bro. Well said. I don't like any of the Tyler Perry stuff. As far as, like I say, his content, I just don't think it's very good. And it's kind of, what was that one show he sold to TNT, and they just sold it right in House of Pain or something like that?
Yep.
I tried to watch that show on multiple occasions because it's always on syndication somewhere, and that acting is so bad. And they joked about this on like a ton of shows. I think Atlanta poked fun on how he does it. It's kind of like an assembly line. He'll have like 6 shows going on at the same time in the same lot, and they're like, shoot the scene, clear out this thing, shoot this thing. So they have no time to be good. It's just cheap and it's low budget, so it makes a high profit because he has his built-in core audience. It's kind of like the No Limit of movies. Those albums weren't necessarily classic per se, but they did its thing for its time. But at the end of the day, I don't think it does much as far as transcending what Black cinema could be. There's a lot of good Black creators out there, Donald Glover, Issa Rae, Ryan Coogler, that are doing it really big for Black cinema and Black music and Black culture. I just don't think Tyler Perry is one of them, but I do salute his business model. I'll give him that. But enough of Tyler Perry.
I got a little. I just want to say one more thing real quick to think about something. All right, so do you think, first thing, the producers that are writing these roles maybe secretly kind of go that way? They could be like kind of in the closet. So if you put a big person in that role, you can, the more and more you see it, like when we saw Wanda, we see Shanae, we see all these roles. Eventually, when you see this stuff in real society, you kind of desensitize people because they're so used to seeing it on TV. You see Medea, you see all this stuff, that now when you see it out and you see a man dress up like a woman, you're not in shock anymore because you just see it so much now it becomes the norm.
I don't think it's a secret that Hollywood is overly queer. It's Hollywood. And that's been the case since early Hollywood. You look at the biggest heartthrob at one time, Rock Hudson, and I know I'm aging myself, but for you guys who don't know who Rock Hudson, he was like the white Vin Diesel of the time. Is Vin Diesel the white Vin Diesel? I don't know. Anyway, but he was the big macho star, died of AIDS. He was gay. most actors, not most actors, but the arts tend to you tend to see more queer people in the arts because they're generally more accepted. And that, you know, if you're a young gay man, you can be accepted in a play where you might not get accepted in the weight room or you know, on a construction site. So it tends to be a field that goes to that. So I definitely feel Hollywood has an agenda. You know, they call it programming for a reason. It definitely has an agenda. I don't think that's anyone's any surprise or secret. We talked about that in the music. You remember at one point, hip hop was diverse. You had gangster rap, but you also had like KRS-One calling himself the teacher. You had poor righteous teachers, and then all of a sudden it just went straight gangster. Well, we didn't own any plants pressing CDs. It's not like now where you can just release music and stream it. Any of us could release an album in a week if we wanted to. Back then, you had to have a major record label. So I don't think you're off, Alvin. I think that's actually exactly what goes on, and there's certain programming that you see, and that's why when you see the Oscars, it's overly liberal, overly left, overly, you know, they do it under the mask of acceptance and tolerance. But I definitely also feel it's to push an agenda in some case that may not be as healthy as we would want or constructive as we would want, especially for kids. But that's neither here nor there. All right, next clip. Got all serious. Dr. Umar is about to come up.
We about to be canceled.
Like, my
Don't
brother.
you find that suspicious?
Don't you
find that suspicious?
Let me ask you, brother. Are you a bunny hopper? All right, that's clip.
Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Katt Williams' joke?
Yeah.
He said it don't line up. How it don't line up? He thought that I was just a no-name comedian and that he could take this joke and nobody would know.
Right.
The issue was that I had already done this particular joke on BET's Comic View twice.
Right.
It had done so well on BET's Comic View that they had made it part of the commercial. So part of the commercial of make sure you tune in to BET was you seeing me doing this joke. So this is not just a random joke. This is my very best joke, and it's my last joke, and it's my closing joke.
Okay.
1998, I'm doing this joke. It's on Comic View. Cedric comes to the Comedy Store. He watches me in the audience. He comes backstage. He tells me what a great job I did and how much he loves the joke. 2 years later, he's doing that as his last joke on the Kings of Comedy. And he's doing it verbatim. He's just changed my car into a spaceship. Him and Steve had already apologized for me, so I gave him a pass for a decade. Why would you sit here and be like, I saw Katt 30 times, and Katt didn't do, as I stand before you, Shannon, I would have bust Cedric's stomach. There was nothing that would have kept me from one of these in that patch right there. Like, are you kidding me? Why would you downplay me like that? Why did I give you a pass if you were just gonna lie? Cedric's sitting here.
Oh man, right in that patch right there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, the one, the only, the illustrious Nikki New. How you doing?
Hi guys, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you. I came right in time, I guess. Right in the nick of time.
Right on time. You just saw the clip. We all just saw the clip. But Nikki, please let the people know where they can find you and what you got going on.
All right. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Spirit fingers. I don't know why I did the spirit fingers. I apologize.
Happy New Year, guys. Good vibes. All that good stuff. Yeah, you can find me. My name is Nikki New, aka Nick to the New, aka Nick Murda. because I be killing with the truth. Creative out of Are You Mad? The podcast for the people. You guys can catch me on TikTok, all major podcast platforms. There's a new episode currently streaming right now on all major podcast platforms entitled Hand Me Downs. If you know, you know. Shout out to St. Pat's, and it's a nice little throwback for my 80s babies.
That's us. That's us. All right. So thank you, Nikki. Thank you. So we all saw that clip about Cedric. Number one, have any of you guys seen the joke that he's talking about?
I heard, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I listened to the joke, but I wanted to hear Katt because I saw a side by side. I didn't hear Katt, I didn't hear Katt, but I saw the side by side. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So you saw it, Gerald, right?
Yes.
All right. So what's first off, before we address what Katt said, what's your opinion? Did he steal the joke?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even so when you look at the joke itself, even the mannerisms that Cedric was using were Katt's mannerisms, just on the opposite side.
Yeah.
It's literally the same joke.
Yeah, I saw it too. And Big Gerald's right. There's only so many takes you can have, and I've heard, people have similar views on things. That's completely normal. But the way, if you've ever done stand-up, and I actually have done stand-up before, there's certain setups, mannerisms, and things that are indicative to each comedian. Like if I put my hands like this, I'm talking about Chris Rock. If I say, what's the deal with this? I'm talking about Jerry Seinfeld. If I gets no respect, I'm talking about Rodney Dangerfield. If I do, wait a minute, I'm talking about Kevin Hart. If I smoke a cigarette and say something about trans people, I'm talking about Dave Chappelle. People have certain rhythms as a comedian. And by golly, if he didn't just literally, as Soulja Boy would say, bar for bar, flow for flow, the man stole his joke. And I don't know if you guys, Nikki, I know you've seen it, but this isn't the first time he stole a joke from the show Designing Women too, almost bar for bar. And as a comedian, that's like Drake ghostwriting. That's like stealing jokes is like the cardinal rule you don't do. So, I mean, I've seen the evidence. I'm with Katt on this one, but what do you guys think?
And all right, I'm always with Katt, like 100% in everything that he says. We look for Katt, we wait for Katt, we anticipate each and every one of his specials to hear the tea. See, Katt is the comedian that you're gonna find out what's going on around the world, who's doing who and what's what. He's gonna air it out regardless of how he's perceived and how he's viewed. So if Katt said it, his credibility and his legacy is just enough for me to believe. Cal, is your face okay? You all right?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Everything we was all kumbaya. We was all everybody was getting along. And here we go.
Am I the villain?
His credibility.
All I am saying is that Katt Williams' legacy in regards to the truth that he's always continued and consistently has spewed out to us comedically and in his charismatic way. I believe him. 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 And on top of that, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say the reason why Cal is laughing at you, you just Beyonce Katt Williams. You proved this point from a couple episodes ago. So no, go ahead, keep going. I'll laugh inside.
Oh, yeah, yes. Did
You did.
I did.
Emotional damage.
I'm gonna take that, and that's fine. Because I like to go with credibility, where the credibility is, and where they've stood consistently. Because that's what I pay attention to, is the consistency. Cedric the Entertainer, respectfully, we respect him, we admire him. He's just that lovable. You just want to pinch his cheeks because he throws us a couple of jokes. But at the end of the day, as far as the authenticity, I want to say, in regards to the artistic ability, and even himself, he takes great pride in the fact that he writes So he also holds himself as a creative writer. So I'm a firm believer in intellectual property. If the Pape said that that's his work and he's calling it plagiarism, let the timestamps and whoever else dictates and determines that, we'll leave that be to those powers. But yep, that's my take on it.
You want to go, Big Gerald?
I'm gonna go because I think what I'm gonna say. I think I'm gonna clear the way for you. So I'll say this: the joke. We can tell the joke was stolen. And what Mars said is true. A lot of people, when they think they can get away with it, they do it. Like this won't be the last time someone's joke was stolen. It's just the egregious nature, as in the joke was stolen. Because even when you look at the way Cedric was dressed, the hat, he had on the vest, but because he wasn't built like Cat, he had the shirt on underneath. And even the way he did the spaceship, if he'd have kept it at a spaceship joke, it'd have been one thing, but he made the spaceship into a 6'4" because it was us riding the spaceship. So he turned the spaceship back into a car and literally did the joke line for line. He literally did. Um, I think what Nikki was trying to say was that what I said earlier, Cat Williams don't have anything to lose, and he brought receipts, so he's going to stand on his truth. Do that make him 100% accurate all the time? Absolutely not. He is human. We've seen Cat at his worst. So I can't co-sign what she said. But when we believe in someone so strongly, we tend to make them above reproach. And he's not that, but he is right in these aspects that these comedians do hang tough together. They're going to have each other's back. And Cat is that one child in the family that everybody loves to hate, no matter what it comes. So that's what it boils down to. But yes, Mark, he stole the joke, and I believe Cedric the Entertainer is a great person, great human being. Um, I also believe that his stardom is based off the coattails of other great comedians. I'll say that to say this: look at the movies that Cedric the Entertainer has been in. Johnson Family Vacation. That movie's not a successful movie without Steve Harvey in it. The Cleaner, where he played the spy. Cedric the Entertainer, the only role that he had that was one of his best roles was in
Be
the
cool.
movie with John Travolta. Yep, Be
Be cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Andre 3000 actually stole the
Stole the
show
show. Yeah.
at
Sure.
Dabu. So you name me another strong Cedric the Entertainer role. You can.
Whoa, whoa, let me go. What are we doing?
Go.
What are we doing? What are we doing? This is a simple case, and Mars is gonna like this. You made it a hot line. I made it a hot song. He took a joke that was small at the time. He made it big. But to sit here and now we're gonna kill his credibility. It's so many Jay-Z lines I can go through that he stole from Biggie, and it doesn't take away from him, being a great rapper. You're talking about what roles that Cedric the Entertainer got to carry a movie. What role Cat Williams got that he carried a movie by himself?
You didn't let me finish though. You didn't let me finish.
Go ahead.
Cat Williams stood on the fact of the matter that when those roles came, like he said, he turned those roles down. Cedric wasn't turning down nothing. I wasn't taking nothing from Cedric Entertainer. What I was saying was the fact that he took that joke. You said he made it hot. He didn't make nothing else hot. He wrote on the coattails of other comedians. I'm not taking that from Cedric. That's like saying that my boy got me on at a job that I couldn't have got by myself. I'm not going to be appreciative of the check. That's all I'm saying. Cedric is that guy.
Oh, Big Gerald, I thought
He's,
you was gonna answer my question. I thought you was gonna tell me what role the Cat Williams got that he carried in a movie that he didn't ride coattails.
he didn't carry a movie. He ain't never been the main star in no movie.
So
Only
how you gonna
seen,
talk
I only
about
seen him.
so how you gonna talk about Cedric if the two people we comparing is Cedric and Cat Williams?
Well, I
So when I'm
think
talking, well, oh, go ahead, Mars.
so. Just to interject, I think Cat's point was in the stand-up comedy realm. because there's plenty of, probably all of those gentlemen that he named are larger in Hollywood. But I think what Katt is trying to say is, what did they do? What morals did they give up to get to that role? As far as stand-up, however, like Katt is always on tour. And, he even gave his formula. I think I have a clip about that on how he measures comedy. That was the most interesting element to me of the interview, besides all the controversy, is that this man really has a passion for the craft. He really studied the craft. He's really like a comedian. And comedian's like one of the last occupation where you're allowed to just be like, if you didn't, put in your stripes, if you didn't, like, the old comedians don't like the sketch comedians that do Instagram and TikTok. They look down on them. And then the touring comedians look down on the comedians that just got on because of a sitcom or something like that and don't really put in the work and don't really tour anymore, unless you're one of those legends like Eddie Murphy, who hasn't done a stand-up in 40 years, but he put in so much work before, they still universally respected and opened the door in Hollywood. In my opinion, Eddie Murphy is still the gold bearer when it comes to a stand-up to Hollywood career. I don't think anybody has even come close to Eddie Murphy. There's always like one hot black comedian at a time. It was Martin for a while. Then it was Chris Rock for a while. And then it was,
Chris Tucker?
Jamie
Chris
Foxx.
Tucker for a while. Kevin Hart currently. But it's always one that they take from comedy and they put him in Hollywood. You never see them at the same time unless it's like a Harlem's Night movie where they're paying homage and you're seeing all of them generation. It was Richard, then Eddie, not Richard and Eddie. It was Eddie, then Chris Rock, not Eddie and Chris Rock. It was Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle, not, one just takes place of the other. And I think Katt's biggest argument is like, I'm still out here touring 100 nights a year. I'm still out here putting, in this work in the industry, which for him is stand-up comedy. And I think that's what he was like, these guys are taking shortcuts. These guys don't write. These guys don't create. I'm more of a thing of get it how you get it, because even if I write it, I may not be able to say the joke the same way. I might not have the same timing. A lot of these comedians that we know and love have writers. That's not anything new. So that's all I had to say about that.
I'm gonna let y'all go. I got a lot of pushback to everything that I agree with. Some of it, I got a lot of pushback. I want to let y'all go first.
Oh, okay. Well, again, I think as far as the formula, that was a good point, Sean Mars. Sorry, that was a great point as far as the formula. There was another point that you mentioned in regard to the craft, and that was a major key there. Again, that's what, and that exactly what I took from that interview was they need to put some respect on his name. That's basically the energy that he was given, and that's the energy that he was putting forth out there. He's letting us know time and time again what he has proven, the number of specials that he has versus the number of comedic specials that the gentleman that he referred to. And he also made a couple of good points in regards to their nuclear lives, which we cannot not see anymore. Like, you cannot not see it now, right? Did he mention something about the light skin? Sorry, ladies, no colorism alert, warning, trigger alert. The light skin ladies with the air quote funny looking faces. That was damn. Can we not like? Let me get out of this.
I ain't messing with that.
Don't mess with it. You don't got to not mess with it. Listen, you just look at it. I mean, these are all gorgeous women, but at the same token,
stand on it.
You see it. You see it.
At least they didn't get a white woman, though. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but at least they didn't get a white woman, though. They're still black. Damn.
We thank God for that. We thank God for that.
But
hey, yeah, leave Leslie out, please. Leave Leslie out of this, please.
no, bring Leslie in. We need security.
Hey, yeah. Oh man, who was that in the top?
I don't know. Martin's wife looked kind of.
Who the hell is that?
Scary.
Who's that guy at the top? Who's that
Right
guy
here?
at the top? Between
Oh, Based on Love.
That's Faison Love, Michael Blackson, Kevin Hart, not Omar Epps, Mike Epps, Eddie Murphy, Steve Harvey. That's a horrible mustache. Martin Lawrence,
Wow.
and the guy who
Ricky
plays
Smiley.
Daryl, Ricky Smiley.
Okay.
All right, so
You
I don't
got
know.
anything else, Drew?
I've never seen
Huh?
Cat with a woman.
Just pay attention to the signs. That's all I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention to the signs. Connect the dots as you see fit.
Boy,
Take what
I didn't know.
take what applies and leave what does
I
not.
didn't know Nikki New was coming on here to attack black women, no matter what hue they was being.
I'm not.
I ain't know. I ain't know he was on that. I ain't
I'm
either.
not attacking anybody.
Since you
I
say
just
I love them all.
just connect the dots. Connect the dots. I love all my people.
All right, so over attack these things one by one. So I do agree with Mars in the process. So we're talking morality. Coming from Katt Williams.
Hey, yeah. Take it easy. Tread lightly.
No, out of everybody, because if Katt Williams was just some regular dude that got arrested 30 times that we just knew, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. But Katt Williams has a talent, so that 30 sometimes that he's been arrested, it gets overlooked, and we down to people that even though they may have sold out to get into Hollywood, they actually also kind of do good for their community. Like, let's not lose the full scope of all of this. And then also the lead roles or whatever, wearing the dresses or whatever. Why would Katt Williams get offered that anyway? Like, he was never in a position to be in a movie that was going to sell, that he would even need to wear a dress. He's not any of the people that you name. He's not Chappelle. All those people that you name had movies that they carried that people went to the movie theater to say, I'm going to see them. All the comedy stand-up special is just a mixtape. The movie is the album. All Katt Williams got is a whole bunch of mixtapes.
Wait. The greatest rapper of all time also put out more mixtapes than anybody. He is me and your favorite rapper. So
Lil
stop
Wayne?
that.
But Katt Williams,
Yes.
is not Lil Wayne. Katt Williams,
I'm
Lil
just
Wayne
saying.
would be Eddie Murphy.
Weezy F baby. I'm sorry.
So I'm just saying, that's a dangerous slope. That's a dangerous slope.
Katt Williams is not. Katt Williams remind me of the person where it's a position that they didn't get and just said, I didn't want the position anyway. They didn't get the girl. Oh, I didn't want her anyway.
Bitter? Is that bitter?
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So they'll start just like what you saying that Kevin Hart got the roles got to do with anything. You didn't take him. He wasn't even just talking about roles where people were dressing up in dresses. He was talking about any role. Why did you bring that up? Just to let people know, well, Kevin's big, but that was actually supposed to be my role. It served no purpose.
So
was Kevin Hart ever in the dress?
Yes. I had a picture of it, but it wouldn't load because it wasn't a JPEG, unfortunately. But
he did it for his daughter in the movie. At the end of a movie. He did it for his daughter at the end of a movie. He came out in the dress. I forgot what movie that was.
I mean, they always are doing it for a good reason in the movie. You know, they never just like they're going to wear a dress this evening. But
what is the purpose of the dress? Can we really get down to the root of this? I'm really trying to understand why
we jumped on that before you jumped on.
Oh, I'm sorry. We
sells to our audience. We say we don't like men in dress, but people show that they really do like men in dress, so they come out in droves.
I have a feeling about men and women's wear. I have a double.
I feel the same way.
So listen, now let me tell you something. If he ain't wearing them shoulder pads, look at that. He is wearing this dress like a my woman.
So again, I tell you what I had said was this was something that was pushed in Hollywood to say, hey, look at the comedians that came before you that did this. If they got their platform like this, what makes you better than them? Do this so you can get this money. And when you are down on your luck or you trying to break into it, you'll do whatever you think it takes in order to stay relevant or be famous. So that is the thing that they've known us not only as comedians, but as the people in general, in order to say, hey, you want to be this, you have to do this. And a lot of our people aren't strong-willed enough to stand on their morals and say, "No, I can get it in my own way." And one of the main reasons we lost what we lost in hip hop a long time ago. Everybody in here saying it. We seen hip hop change to do one thing because it worked for one group, and then everybody wanted to be gangsters. They were just writing music of the life they actually lived. But then as we came up, we seen a lot of rappers that was talking that life, didn't live that life. Ja Rule. So people do stuff when they think they're gonna be famous, and so that's all that was.
I
But
see. I see.
But
do
one
you
thing
think?
about Hollywood and the entertainment industry, there's two things that you need to look at when you look at that. Number one is the word industry. It's about making money, and making money has never been in line with originality. So it's just like you said, if they see something's hot, if NWA drops, we need our version of NWA. I always call it the Dr. You go from Coke, Pepsi, RC Cola, Cola, just soda brand. It always gets a diet version. You see it a lot with boy bands. You had your Backstreet Boys, and then they were like, "Shit, we need ours," so we get an NSYNC. Shit, we need ours, so they get a 98 Degrees. Shit, we need ours, so we get New Kids on the Block, and they just keep going versions and versions and versions of the same
Clones. Sounds like a lot of
clone. Get
clones.
our own version. That's why we're experiencing superhero fatigue now in Hollywood. A lot of people say, "Oh no, Marvel's down, DC's down." No, we've seen they're getting characters are getting movies that they don't even really be in the comic books. They're not popular, but they're just they thought it was a
Stretching.
license to print money. So we don't need a movie on She-Hulk. We don't. Nobody cares enough about her to make a whole movie about it. They're digging the barrels. So Hollywood's not original, but I do think it's also because we know there's a lot of predators in Hollywood. You know what I mean? So I think it's a test. I know that if I ask Big Gerald to wear a dress or Cal Jones to wear a dress, they're gonna be like, "Nah, man. Why? Why?" And if I say, "Well, this skit'll be funny, it requires it," they'll be like, "Well, can't we just be funny without it? Or we can get Nikki to do it. She wears dresses." That's what most people would do. But I think it's a test. You heard about Terry Crews. You know what I
How
mean?
bad do you want it? How big of a
bad
fan
do
are you?
want it? How big of a fan are you? And so if you wear a dress this time, maybe you'll do this next time, and that's it's oh shit, what just happened? So
God forbid.
All right, Margie, you make a great point. I'm not wearing a dress. You was kind of disingenuous in the question though, because you didn't say wear this dress for like $5 million. You just said like wear the dress in
well,
general.
you're assuming it's a movie, so whatever the role the movie pays.
I ain't know if it could be for the pod or anything. Like I mean, I ain't gonna wear no dress, but we'll talk offline. $10 million. But
he just gave you your price, Harvey Weinstein. So Cal Jones,
I'm about to say, damn.
Katt Williams could diss me next. I'll be all in that.
Cal Jones was wearing a dress and twerking. As he spends his money like Scrooge McDuck, like, yeah, I sure was.
I agree with everything Barr said, but Big Gerald is just one thing. And I'm not even disagreeing with it. So you said like morality and their morals or whatever, and stand up and say you're not wearing a dress. I'm just thinking a little outside the box. What if these dudes like to dress up as women? And we just don't know.
It's possible.
I
You got
think
a valid
we can tell
point.
the
It's
ones
possible.
that enjoy we can see who enjoys it and
No,
who
the
is
hell you
Tyler,
don't.
Tyler Perry enjoys wearing that dress.
those
Yes.
gowns,
I assure you.
those muumuus fit Uncle too nice, just right, and then they're tailored and customized.
It's no reason he's still playing Medea in 2024. He got $1 billion.
Yes.
It's something about the something about the blouses. It's something. It's soft. This is softer material against the skin.
I'm telling you, we're gonna learn something like 300 years down the road where we thought it was morality, and we're gonna find out they can go into these people's brains like, oh, they really did like
they enjoyed it.
You can just paint it as acting.
A lot of people were definitely silent.
Awkward silence.
Because you have in this society, the next statement could be dangerous. That's why it's still work.
Another one.
But and once again, as you can see scrolling in the bottom, the little disclaimer at the bottom, everything we say is jokes and do not actually reflect the views of the people on this show. But we do know for $10 million, Alvin is rocking that mini skirt
Yeah.
immediately.
Oh no.
Someone said Katt Williams used Club Shay Shay as a stand-up special. I'm so sorry.
Ooh, let me write that. That's a good one.
I mean, it was
Hey, that-
ingenious marketing. I did not know, and Kyle touched on it earlier, how much of a genius he was, which, makes sense to be able to come up with such consistent. I will give him this, bar for bar, when it comes to stand-up comedy, and I've said it before, I'm a big fan, I'm a student of the game. A lot have fallen off. I think Kevin Hart has fallen off. He's gotten a little. He's had some that have been a little bit better, but there were about 3 or 4 in a row where I was like, "Holy shit, this is not funny at all."
His most recent one was funny though, right?
It was okay. It was okay.
We were able to key with him. Yes, the most recent one. Yes, the last one he did redeem himself. So just for the sake of
somewhat
timeline,
like I said, after 4 losses in a row, you finally get a win. You're like, all right, what I gotta go by your history. I feel Chris Rock has fallen off.
Yeah,
and
we used to look forward to him.
And I hate to say it, my favorite comedian of all time. I just watched a special the other day, Dave Chappelle.
You bite your tongue. You bite your tongue.
Whoa! It was good. It was good.
Bite your tongue.
But it wasn't as good as the few before that.
What do you guys want? Blood? You want blood?
It's got to be the same level. You can't take a back step.
Look at first of all, he's an older man now.
That man,
pop
I'm about to say that man live on the farm now. He only give me the little bit he got.
Please, please.
They've been on his ass for years now. He can't go hard no more.
You heard him at the end, man. He told you he was like Chris Rock. He told you how. You know how they had Chappelle in the corner for years. We're so grateful to have him back. Bite your tongue.
I'm just saying his last special wasn't as funny to me, but still leads and above everyone else. Kyle, did you have any more before I go to the next clip?
Nope.
All right, so here's the next clip.
You let Ricky Smiley sit here and you said out that mouth, you stole Friday after next, the one I was in. I wish all of America fumbled a bit when that happened. And then he said some stuff that we haven't heard in 100 years in Hollywood. You ain't say nothing. This man told you he had Katt Williams' role. He was gonna be Money Mike. And Katt Williams was gonna be the Santa Claus. Now let's 3 quick points. You mean in Hollywood they cast a 5'5" black Santa Claus that weigh 145 pounds? That's your story. Your story is the Ricky Smiley that couldn't even do curse words because he had a Christian fan base. He was gonna play the pimp. Why you didn't ask him why has he played a woman in more movies than he's played a man?
Well, I didn't know
he shouldn't be able. You wouldn't let a athlete that been on steroids talk about one of the greats. Ricky Smiley can't act because Ricky Smiley can't act. He told you the story about when the movie came out. Where did he say he watched it? At home. He wasn't even at the premiere. You telling this man, you stole that. Oh, so he could get his name in the same sentence with a great one. It is sad. He was just that bitter when we were shooting it. He told everybody, it should have been my role. Everybody on the scene. Why do you think no cast member has ever said anything?
He couldn't have played that role like you. I thought he was...
Sir, no one... Why no... He was with KD? He beat up Terry Crews? Why nobody know this story? You talking about in Hollywood, they switched off roles. You take this and he... What?
So
Ricky Smiley knows this. We auditioned in Los Angeles.
Yes.
I was audition number 201. 200 black comedians auditioned for the role of Money Mike with me. You're saying all 201 of us was auditioning and you had already had the role and had already shot the role in 4 days? The truth of the matter is, the Money Mike in the original script got raped in the bathroom, and that's what Ricky Smiley was okay with. Katt Williams had to take the risk in front of the studios and the cast and our powers that be in his very first movie and say respectfully, humbly, guys, if we're talking about anything else, I have no credibility and I have no pull. But we're talking about comedy,
right,
where I have all the credibility and all the pull. The problem with Friday After Next is we're trying to make a classic comedy. And this comedy involves a rape. And rape is never funny, no matter who it happens to or what the circumstances are. If you would allow me to allow us to do this movie without a black man getting raped in it, I promise you that it will be twice as funny as it would be with him getting raped. So considering that's the real story, why would you bring up that story? 35 members of the cast and crew have never brought up that Ricky Smiley was gonna play Money Mike. No one ever saw me put on a Santa Claus suit. We got a wardrobe department. They made a Santa Claus suit for me. Why that wasn't in the bloopers? Why? And here's the other thing. Everything that Money Mike said, Katt Williams wrote. So what Ricky Smiley say on his? You can't say my lines, I wrote them. That's how I already know that I'm going to be funnier than you. What he told everybody was, Katt Williams, don't nobody know who he is. I'm on the radio. I'm with Steven Said. Everybody know me. That's what he told everybody that would listen to on the set. That's the truth of the matter. He was so egregious, not now, then. He was so egregious that, and Hollywood has never heard this in 100 years. He was so egregious, I put in my contract that I won't work with Ricky Smiley again unless he's in a dress. Now, what was Ricky Smiley's next movie? Was it First Sunday? Did he wear a dress in it? You bet he did. It's in my contract.
Why would you put that in your contract, Katt?
That's where he's a believable actor.
Get it again.
Blocka, gunshots.
All right, Katt Williams comedy special on Club Shay Shay. Go check it out because he's hitting them hit after hit, bar for bar.
All right.
I want this one.
You
Go
want
ahead,
that one?
Al.
When I got to think about profound, I just want to throw something for y'all to think about. So I know I said that Katt Williams is the dude that had roles and turned them down or whatever and said I didn't want that. But also, Katt Williams seems like the guy. He seems like that street baller that didn't make it to the NBA that all the NBA players don't want to play against. Like they know we cannot stand up against this dude. So in order for us to shine, we got to like kind of blackball this dude out because he's going to stand out around everybody else. And the more and more he talked, like some of the stuff I do believe, I think he embellished, like I said, the truth again at the end with the contract thing. But those dudes know they can't stand toe to toe with him because I would love to see like a comedy battle, but they would never do it because they know Katt Williams will destroy him. So the only way that you silence him is not to either answer back or don't cast him in movies at all.
So I don't think he has it in his contract. I don't even think that's. If I had my glasses on, I would put the Cap sound drop. Boy, that's Cap, but I can't see it. It's all squiggly right now. But I'm trying to give him the central seduction right here. But I think that's Cap. I think he's embellishing, putting a little bit of Lowry seasoning salt on that story. I definitely don't think that Ricky Smiley had that job. Like no one could play Money Mike, but Katt Williams. I definitely believe Katt wrote all the lines. It was 100% him. So I believe that part. I also feel like Cal said, and I think you touched on it too, Nikki. There's a little bit of bitterness in this undertone, not because I think he's wrong, but because he has to fight so many extra elements. Because Hollywood, we just saw it with Jonathan Majors, will blackball you with a drop of the dime, and you're done. Everyone's heard this saying, "You'll never work in this town again." You'll never work in it. We all don't know that saying because that's something we hear in our own house. It's because we've all heard the term the casting couch. This is Hollywood. It's a sick, unhealthy, perverse place where very few come out the way they came in. You hear the stories about the few people that do. Keanu Reeves, oh my God, he's such an amazing guy. He's so down to earth. You hear, these stories of very few people who have maintained that level of decency or haven't had a trauma or haven't had a controversy, because it's unnatural to be famous. You know what I mean? We're not built to just be adored by millions of people or just have everything thrown at us. We're weak human flesh. So when you have all of that just given to you, millions of dollars, access to women, access to drugs, access to access, it's very few that can survive that and come out unscathed. And I don't think Katt has come back. You touch on that. He's had a lot of arrests, no convictions, but he's had a lot of arrests. I ain't never been arrested. That was you, Vicky. I didn't know you had control of that. I don't know how I feel about that, but I lost my track.
I'm so sorry.
It's all good, but I just don't think
Emotional damage.
I'm sorry. It's a kid in a candy store. Forgive me. I'm so sorry. Continue your point, sir.
Continue, since you have so many wise things. Give us the best.
No, you weren't giving the best. Please forgive. Please forgive.
I lost my.
I know. I totally threw you off. I apologize, but we're gonna take note about Ricky Smiley's rebuttal. Did anybody hear his rebuttal?
I've seen that.
Yeah, Ricky Smiley had a lot to say for a long time. It was like over 4 minutes. I didn't listen to all of this. Sorry.
I didn't hear the
Broderick.
rebuttal.
All right. So the rebuttal was that he did confirm. Well, he had his agent on. I guess the agent that maybe got him signed up for the role. So apparently, the agent that got him signed up, it was a white man. He had the white man on confirming. It was clearly the sound of a Caucasian man that was confirming that he got Ricky Smiley casted or cast to audition. Yes, he did say the Money Mike role. The guy did confirm it. I think they said he was coming back in for their last reading, and then they told him at the end that actually they had another role for him, which was the Santa Claus role. So the guy did actually, his agent did verify that Katt Williams did audition for that role as well. But they did say that they took a last minute turn at the end, and I think that's when Katt Williams was when you said Katt Williams blew them all out the window. Or blew them, you know what I'm trying to say there. He did his thing, so then obviously they granted the role to Katt Williams, but then he also went on about the contract, and he tried to clarify the contract. It was just over 4 minutes. Forgive me. I'm sorry we don't even have 4 minutes or less than 5 minutes to listen to folks these days. You got to get it all out in the first few seconds. But he tried to clarify that there is not an actual contract, which confirms that. So that's one of those he say, she say things, but yeah, Ricky Smiley did confirm that he did audition, but did not get the role at the end, and it was granted to Katt Williams. They did confirm that too.
But I saw something different where he said the original role was supposed to be like a street hustling cat or something like that, and that's what he was talking about that he had actually got. But then they changed it to like a Santa Claus.
That makes sense. If it was that makes sense, because remember, Katt Williams did mention that the role. The way they wrote the role, the way the role was written, that Ricky Smiley did agree to. So yeah, so in a way, Katt Williams did confirm that the role was for Mike for Ricky Smiley, if you think about it. He said that Ricky Smiley agreed to the role, which did have the rape. But when, Katt Williams blew them out of the, when he read the script, they wanted to go with him. And he just asked, as you heard him, and just pleaded that the rape scene may be removed. So that your point is probably valid in regards to the original way that character was written. But I guess when Katt Williams came in, they had to adjust a few things, go back and make a few corrections or edits, so to speak.
Mom, you gotta get those controls.
I'm just looking for things to knock her off her train track.
It's like a kid that stole their parents' car or something.
Change the subject, please. Change the subject.
Brother, this guy stinks.
I'm done.
Big Gerald.
I don't know how I could go behind Nikki after all that. To me, I think like y'all said, it's true. Katt Williams, he went on there and he's telling his truth, but he's also putting a little more on it. When you look at contracts when you're doing movies, there are all kinds of stipulations. I don't think you can make one person do something in order for you to be in the movie. Like Cal said, Katt Williams is a great comedian, but that was his first acting role. You can't, and you'll have that kind of clout to put somebody in a dress in your contract. So then, yeah, because your next movie was First Sunday, and it was nowhere near the success of Friday After Next. So yeah. Do I believe that Ricky Smiley could have played that role? Absolutely not. I don't like we said. I think when it comes to Money Mike, that was tailor made for Katt. I believe Ricky Smiley would have did great in that role. Because again, the thief and Santa Claus part was funny, but Friday After Next is the worst movie out of the three. So that's all I
I
gotta say on that.
disagree. I think Friday After Next, low key, is my second favorite one.
I agree too. I think Next Friday was the worst.
Yeah, I think
Which
Next
one?
Friday.
Oh, y'all didn't like Next Friday
Day Day? Next Friday's with Day Day?
with Mike Epps?
Day Day was in
Yeah,
both.
nah. Day Day's in both? Ooh.
Yeah, he's in the,
All right. Yeah, he is in both. He's in the first one. Day Day's in the first one too, right?
No, second one.
He's in the second one.
Second one. Okay, first one is Chris Tucker and Ice Cube. Second one is Mike Epps and who?
Ice
Ice
Cube.
Cube.
All of them were Ice Cube.
I hate y'all right now. Cal, come back. It's Ice Cube. And the second one was with who? Ice Cube. I'll take that one. Forgive me, guys. All right. So, yes. Oh God. Forgive me. Got it. Yes. Very well. Totally take my black card. My black card should definitely be revoked.
Who's in the third one? Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy.
Forgive me.
Cube off Ice Cube.
Listen, total auntie mode. Who else is it? He's dating with who? Ice Cube. Okay, got it, guys. Forgive me. Point is, which one is the one? What number? Which number? Which number did Katt Williams in out of the Fridays?
He was in the third one.
He's in the
Friday
The
After
third
Next.
one. Okay. Listen, Katt Williams' role is still historical to this day. I thoroughly appreciated that I am a boy reference because yeah, he totally brought it home there. Let me just say, let's move on right along to the next. Guys, get up.
So you saying you like the Friday movies?
I do. I did enjoy all of the Friday movies.
Who starred in those
Why?
movies?
I hate you. No, don't start.
Hey,
Rhythm
Cal.
Rhythm Red Fox,
Yeah.
Bang Bang Bang.
Yes,
With
true.
Not
You ready?
Red Fox.
You ready?
You mean Clarence Weatherspoon?
I said with a spoon. Don't you know I'm horrible with the actors and
Man,
names.
possible.
Rest in peace. First of all, rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Hey, hey, Mark. Hey, you ready for me to turn? You ready for me to turn this upside down?
Oh,
Go
please,
for it, bro.
please save me.
Hey, Nikki, you liked all the Friday movies, right?
I like yes. How many were there again? 3 or
3,
4? Okay, yes. I
but
like all the Friday movies.
3. But didn't all the Friday movies vilify all the dark skinned women in that movie to make room for the light skinned women?
I don't recall, did they? I do
Yeah,
remember the first one with
Craig's
Regina.
girlfriend. Yeah, Craig's girlfriend. They vilify her so that they can make room for Nia Long. Hey, they they vilified Day Day's baby mama.
Darker than his girlfriend?
Nia
No.
Long is not light skin.
No.
Nia Long is dark skin.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but she had light skin tendencies. Let me keep going. In the second one, Day Day's baby mama was the villain to make room for the Mexican lady. And then the third one,
Don't
Miss
do that,
Purdy.
Scott.
There wasn't nothing wrong with that lady. Huh?
Which
Don't
was the
do
third
this.
one? Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Everybody on one.
Nick, I'm gonna make that instead. Nikki don't protect black women.
I do, don't you dare. I do. When it comes to the actors'
Nikki has seen
names,
the
though,
Friday movies. She just like
I was starting to question if she's seen any of these movies.
oh god,
it may be a child's court episode.
Friday starring Easy.
oh please.
It's like I really love the Friday after Wednesday. Like what? That wasn't a what? That wasn't a movie. They had Vanilla Ice and Omar F.
Oh my god, take it
She
easy.
said
Guys.
there were
I'm
3
tripping.
movies or 4.
Oh,
Like,
I had to confirm. Listen. I watch movies here and there. I try to keep up. So
You're a voracious
identity.
reader, though, so I'll give you the credit for that.
Bless you. Please leave me be on these actors and actresses.
He said Red Fox, the father. I was like, he was dead for 15 years.
Rest in peace to Witherspoon.
oh God.
He was like, I love the part in the Friday when he was like, Lamont, you big dummy. You sitting here eating up all the food.
Listen, we need to bring those back. We should have funny moments. Can we bring those old school old men back that used to just yell all the time? Or is that Joe Buttons? Oh, okay. Forgive me. Let me stop.
The hour and 15 minute mark.
All right. Well, listen, this was fun.
You might get a whole bunch of "Are You Mad" tags.
we got one final clip.
The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal and he wear a suit and then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business. And it's a man unit. Then you ask it, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie star. This the same Negro that hated on Bernie with this same thing. I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good Obukabe and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You would have to have a range. I played a lot of characters, 60 movie roles. I'm not playing Katt Williams in there.
I don't know, Katt. We might not let you drink anymore the way you. I mean, we ain't even got.
I'm not fueled by alcohol. I've had a sip, less than you. The truth don't need motivation. I'm just saying I can't let these dudes lie. This is like Steve Harvey telling people he used to be homeless. That's my story. That's not his story. Steve Harvey wasn't never homeless. When Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago, he was making $3,000 a show in cash and doing 5 shows a week. They just tell the stories. Thanks to my wife, I'm where I am. You said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her. Then you went and married somebody else that think like a man. Like, what are you talking about? They think they can rewrite history. Guy Torrey did a beautiful special about the Comedy Store and Fat Tuesday, where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made all lies. Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh Factory. You mean to tell me if Steve Harvey, your favorite comedian, you mean you've been waiting for him to do stand-up for 15 years now?
I mean, Steve got a lot of other
DL still out there. None of those irons matter to stand up. Who cares that they wrote a placard for you to do Family Feud on? Like, you're successful because we're surprised you can talk for a living and it's entertaining that you're gonna say some funny country things. But not a writer.
Do you consider yourself a king of comedy? Where does Katt?
No, they consider that.
Oh,
like when after Bernie left, them same 3 guys I'm telling you about, the kings.
Yeah.
Right? Because DL is the greatest.
Yeah.
No DL slander gets tolerated. But they came to me. I was supposed to be the 4th king. I got the offer.
Then what happened?
But I turned it down.
Why?
Because you shit on Bernie. And I know the truth. You think I'm gonna let you shit on Bernie and then come get me? I'm the next king? Fuck you. Why? Because the whole time Bernie was here, you was acting like you was funnier than him. The reason you was supposed to go last is because it was your tour. Tell the truth. It was Steve's tour. Not it was gonna be called the Kings of Comedy, it was Steve's tour. These are the guys opening for him. Of course you gotta close if it's your tour. That's why it was such a big deal. But you couldn't do it, because you can't beat the best. And until you humble yourself, you will forever be kinged by the king. And because you finally did it, because you had no other choice, and now that he gone, you gonna act like he wanted to be a movie star. You stop it. You stop it. That man was funnier than all of y'all, and y'all thought y'all had one over on him. You thought he was black and ugly, and you were good looking, and he couldn't make it because you did. And that ain't the way comedy works. The king is the funniest. Period. Every time. And that's why no audience member was ever swayed. It didn't matter where Bernie went. You think if Bernie went first, he wasn't the king? Get out of here. Get out of here. Get your ego out of this. You let the best be the best. Steve told you that he stopped doing stand-up because he had 7 TV shows. The only problem is when he stopped stand-up, he didn't have those 7 TV shows. He stopped stand-up because he got in a comedy battle called the Championship of Stand-Up Comedy with one Katt Williams in Detroit in front of 10,000 people and lost because Katt Williams said he was actually bald and that was a wig. And I went in and that's why he couldn't do stand-up anymore. Imagine him coming to tell you another story where he got so big and it was Bernie and them's fault because they wanted to be movie stars.
Ooh-wee.
You said a lot right there, boy.
I was definitely taking notes.
It seemed like he had the most virtual for virtual. How do you say that word? He was pissed off at Steve Harvey.
Oh yes.
There you go. Goddamn, good job, Kyle. I just could have
Nice
been around.
design.
I was not expecting.
Not the word of the day.
Of all
I mean,
people. Coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. Coming soon.
Give me some clips too so I can share it, man.
Yeah, of course we got you, bro. So man, Steve Harvey. I by the way, I'm gonna go. I'll start first. I've never thought Steve Harvey was funny ever. I didn't like the Steve Harvey show. Him playing this ladies' man was funny. I hated the zoot suits. When he replaced Sinbad, I was very upset on Apollo. I didn't understand that. The best thing Steve Harvey has going on for him is his stepdaughter, but that's neither here nor there. What do you guys think about what he said about
Woo.
Steve Harvey, and did he deserve that slander?
You're not going to make me go after that. No, sir. The best thing you got is his stepdaughter? No, I will refuse. Nikki,
I'll go
Nikki,
there.
you go.
No problem. I'll start from the top. I'll just go off my notes that I was able to jot down. DL is the greatest. Okay, shout out to DL. How did he? Oh, I wanted to know, how did he shit on Bernie Mac? Because he said he shit on Bernie Mac. How did he shit on Bernie Mac? Was my question.
I
Yes.
don't know about DL being the greatest.
DL is funny in his own
He's
right,
funny
but
though. He's funny.
He's funny.
Yeah. I gotta watch more of him, but he does hit when he does. He always hits. He hits home usually when I watch him. Steve. Oh, it was the part where he said, "You married someone else that thinks like a man." Blocka. Katt Williams. That was rough. I mean, in regards to the stepdaughter that you mentioned, Mars. Yeah, there was a lot in there. He has a lot on his chest. And it's giving plant energy in the way Katt is the narrative that Katt is giving us. I remember, if you think about Steve Harvey, he literally did just come out of nowhere. As far as the show, Mark Curry, I heard Mark Curry's rebuttal on how he did steal. Like, Mark Curry was really upset talking to someone from the Steve Harvey show. I think one of the cast members or someone from the Steve Harvey show. He was mad and he said, "Yeah, Steve Harvey shit on me." And it's like, yeah, when I see you on site, it was definitely giving on-site energy. So it looks like Katt Williams was just basically just airing out all of the foolery that's been going on behind the scenes. That's the vibe I got. I won't put it past him that they called him black and ugly, because colorism
Especially
is a
at that
thing.
time period.
How's that? Colorism was definitely a thing there. Oh yes,
90s?
what was that,
Oh,
90s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early 90s.
And we need to go and check out the championship of stand-up comedy. We need to go and if we could get some clips on that'll be dope. And LOL to the man unit. Damn. We ain't see that flat top. Do you have a picture of that? We ain't see that flat top.
No, it didn't save because it wasn't the right format. I did have pictures of all of them.
Okay.
He did. There's one of the most infamous lines in hip hop history. Keep a Steve Harvey line in, and that whole damn time, it was a damn wig, man. I didn't realize it was. Now that I look at it in retrospect, it looks like the top of a microphone. But like back then, I used to just be like, damn, because he used to brag. I don't know if you remember. He was like, "Yeah, I pay my barber $3,000 a week for." He probably do all that spackle and glue.
Yes. Those units cost a lot. We've seen it. We watch
that
them.
chia pet on his head.
Oh, I can't stand. You see, I'm always paying attention to the people that put more money. I mean, exactly, that put more emphasis on the money that they made, as opposed to the craft that they're producing, the art that that has maybe brought them that wealth. And Steve Harvey is one that loves to boast about what he has and how he's living. He likes to push that glamorous factor in front of us. So when it comes to comedy, he's okay. You know what I mean? He's definitely okay. He's definitely like that. He gives pop vibes. You know what I mean? The mustache, the energy. It's just giving that uncle that's just trying to be cool.
You go there.
You go there. Calvin falling asleep. Let him tag him in. Let him tag him.
Go ahead, Tag. Go ahead, Cal.
Tag.
Did she say bragging on you? Beyonce fan, right?
Nah, I admire her. I'm not a part of the Bayhive. More of the Navy myself.
You saw who? What did you say about Beyonce?
Is she a Beyonce?
He asked if I was a Beyonce fan. I said I admire her. I'm more of a Navy kind of girl. More of a Riri.
Rihanna fan.
Yeah, okay. Definitely. I'm a Riri fan. I respect Bey. I'm not like gun ho. Like, oh my god, Beyonce. No, sorry, love her.
No, Rihanna's my favorite singer, but Rihanna sings about throwing money up, throw it up. She brags a lot about
watch it all fall out.
Yeah,
Bitch better have my money.
It's another conversation.
Okay,
All right,
I'll let you get that one.
first thing, DL Hughley sucks.
Hey.
I saw him live in person.
Jesus
I never liked him. He's horrible.
Ooh.
The Bernie Mac thing. So Ocean's 11, that role that Bernie Mac had, Steve Harvey called back and tried to get their role from Bernie Mac. So that's what Kat was talking about.
Oh,
That's what happened.
That's some that's some
Steve
shiesty.
Harvey could have
That's
not,
some shiesty stuff right there. That's some house Negro energy.
and I
said
believe it. You remember Steve Harvey? I mean, sorry, Bernie Mac was doing a lot. His TV show was like one of the top shows. He was in Transformers. Before his health started to fail him, he did that movie with Samuel L. Jackson. He's been in far better movies than Steve Harvey. I mean, he's a far superior actor. I mean, Friday. Bernie Mac was in Friday. Players Club. Bernie Mac's been doing the thing in the movies.
You said it.
Trouble.
I Steve Harvey, but I can't say he didn't pop up from nowhere though. He was doing Apollo. He was hosting
Apollo. Okay.
Comic View. Like he was doing a lot. Did he do Def Comedy Jam too?
He wasn't a
I don't know
host,
if he
but
did.
he was on Def
Okay.
Comedy Jam. The host for Def Comedy Jam was Martin, and then Guy Torrey after him.
And also, Katt Williams sound like the dude that's not in the circle, but know the people that's in the circle, and those people are coming back feeding him information. So, like, he's not in Steve Harvey and them circle, but he had like this relationship with Bernie Mac, but Bernie Mac was just feeding him stuff about everything that was going on. And it's like every comedian, I think Katt Williams know the person, but he knows somebody that knows them that's in their circle that's coming back and feeding them information. And I think a lot of this stuff is going to shake up the industry because nobody's denying it. Nobody's saying that it's not true. They don't know the type of receipts that he got. And I think Katt is like firing the shot, but he's still keeping a bullet in the chamber because he's like, all right, well, when y'all come back, I'm gonna fire the last shot. And nobody's coming back because they don't know what Katt got.
Well, he said it himself that he values information and knowledge is power. And he said it himself that he pays people to feed him this information. So he probably literally, he doesn't strike me as a person that doesn't think, now that I know about his educational background and his genius level intellect and that he writes all his own stuff and his work ethic, I think he's compiled receipts, books of receipts. He probably has video, he probably has recording. And like he said, now is the time because I think he feels some people are getting a little too big for their bridges. And sometimes you got to just chin check, little brother, get a little out of line. You got to remember, hey, I'm still big bro. And I agree with you, Kyle. I think this is just the tipping point. And we're going to have to change AD now to after Diddy because I think after Diddy, like everybody is coming up with, it's time to expose. It's surviving Steve Harvey, surviving Diddy, it's time to pay the piper. And that's what he says. 24 is the year where the truth comes to the light. And only the real ones will survive because it's going to be to the point where either A, we're going to have to say, yes, we accept this toxicity from our stars and actors of films and just move on, or we're going to have to really stand on our laurels and be like, okay, we don't accept this behavior for real. They're done. And, when he mentioned it's not about, because a lot of people, because I agree, I'm like, damn, he's taking down a lot of prominent black men. But then he said that line that, it's not about really color. It's about God's side and the opposite side. And when you make it black and white like that, it becomes a little bit more crystal clear. Like, what side do you want to stand on?
Age of the Aquarius.
Sure.
I mean, in terms of all of the truth coming out, with the truth coming out.
We need a Katt Williams podcast. Like, can you imagine?
Oh man, they might assassinate him immediately from all the truth. You remember he said that Harvey Weinstein offered to give him.
Oh yeah, fellatio.
That's what I don't believe.
You don't believe that?
Don't know. Because I just don't think you find
When
Katt
I
Williams
watched his
attractive
hair,
enough,
I
Cal.
don't
Because
know.
you're like, why would all these people be coming on to him? He's short.
Listen, he gives Prince energy. He's got a little Prince. And Prince was his
He
friend.
he gives who?
He's got a little bit of, he's pretty. He's like, he's one of those guys. He actually grows their hair out.
I can't take her seriously.
But
No.
What? What do you mean?
You just compared Katt Williams to the artist formerly known as Prince.
Okay. First of all,
I agree with her, Big Bird.
You know what? I'm gonna take it back because you're so
No.
taking
Stand
so
on it.
much
I agree
offense.
with you.
I recant that
No,
message
I
only
agree.
because you agree with me.
No,
I
you-
know it's okay.
No,
It's okay.
no, you don't.
I'm
No,
gonna say
it's
no.
okay. Let me finish. Let me get it. The point. I'm just making the similarity in regards to the body type, in regards
Okay,
to
all right.
the hair pressing. You understand?
Okay.
In terms of that part and understand and owning their beauty. I mean, Katt Williams let it be he makes it very clear in front of any woman he's with, okay? You saw the other girl that got ripped, the one with the gnarled fingers. Like anyone that comes for him, he's going to sin for you. So make sure that, you come up, you come to par if you're going to come against him in any manner. He's very competitive, he tells you. And then the little, no offense, but the short guys always are very defensive. Like, they have to work a little bit harder, right? So in his
Damn,
defense,
short man. Blow.
so I mean, Prince is his homie. Not too many people can kick it with Prince like that. Prince was very exclusive on who he even kept in his inner.
Although I thought that was a little cap too. Remember he said all the cars Prince had, he had them like Prince was calling them like, Katt, what's the best car that I should get right now? He was like a purple Plymouth Prowler. He was like, thank you, Katt.
No,
like,
he said he took his cars. I think it was as a copy, like they have each other, like they match cars, so to speak. So when he made that purple Cadillac for Friday, whichever one, 2 or 3. I'm just kidding.
The third one.
That he's in. The third one. That he's in.
The only one he was in.
The only one that he was in. He said that Prince went out and got the same one as him, or if he didn't purchase it from the set or something along those lines. But yeah, I mean, this is a camaraderie. We get it. That's his homie, though.
Have you
Cal,
noticed
go over here.
all his extreme stories about people that are dead that you can't prove that they're true? The Harvey Weinstein thing you can't prove, the Prince thing you can't
Harvey
prove.
Weinstein's not dead.
Harvey Weinstein not dead?
Nah, he's a-
hell.
Who's the person that killed? Oh, I'm thinking of Epstein. I thought
Bernie Mac is the only one.
talking about.
No,
Just-
Weinstein
No,
and
Jeffrey
Epstein, 2 different people.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
he said Epstein in the video. My bad.
No.
He said
He
Harvey
mentioned
Weinstein.
He
Wow.
did mention Jeffrey Epstein when he was talking about Chris Tucker.
That's what it was.
He said Chris Tucker was on Jeffrey Epstein's island.
Oh,
Oh,
he made
yes.
Oh.
Yeah, he said we don't have Smokey anymore. We got Epstein Island, Chris Tucker.
Yes, he
Better be
did
careful
say
with Harvey
that.
Weinstein, man. But I'm agreeing with Nikki because nobody's talking about how Money Mike was a feminine role. Like, think about how he was talking, like how he looked. He wasn't dressed like a woman, but it was kind of feminine. It wasn't
The giggle. You talking about the giggle? Yes.
like the whole talk, like how women would brush their hair, like comb their hair. He didn't exactly dress up like one, but kind of giving him a pass on that.
But isn't that a lot of pimp culture that they're prettier than the girls that work for them? The nails, the mink coat,
The nails.
you know, they always have that long nail, kind of like Cal did. Remember Cal had that long nail? That thing was hard too. They had to get some pliers.
Are you saying my boy was a dabbler? Where was you dabbling?
I mean, he had Bishop Don Juan, and he didn't look feminine. He looked like pretty, but he didn't look feminine. Like Katt Williams is kind of feminine in that movie. Like he was brushing it. I don't know. The throwing the hair, and he didn't have a dress on, but he might as well put one on.
I mean, no, he just had animal print. I'm looking at it now. He just had some animal print going on.
You never seen that movie?
That's why you agree.
It was a feminine.
Animal print is feminine?
No, that robe.
I'm not gonna wear no cheetah print.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Bars. Have you seen this movie?
I don't know, man. I
I keep looking at what he had. I was like, you don't remember.
I'm looking at the movie. I'm looking at clips of the pictures now. I'm like, he didn't look that feminine. He had a red suit on.
She's not seen these movies at all.
You know.
This was so long ago. When did this movie come out? What year was this?
And Mars.
She said, "What years?" It's like we're not all like this, basically the same age.
What year did the movie come out? Is what I'm asking.
I think like 2010 or 5. I don't know.
Yeah,
Mark, can we do a rebuttal show? Like once everybody get their rebuttals together,
2002.
we get the clips and we
We
match
let it
them
come
up.
out?
Can't say.
I'm down.
I think that'd be perfect. Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
That's the yawn because Katt Williams, we've never done one person for a whole almost 2-hour set. We might have to have a Katt Williams part 2 next week. I don't know. But guys, I think we're gonna wrap this bad boy up because we've given these people all this content to dig into. Overall, though, man, what a hell of a shocker to start. We're the 4th day of the year, and we've already got this much.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a good season for After Dark Live. So now let's plug our shit and we can get the hell out of here. So Nikki, please plug the show. Let them know where they can find you. And we're going to go down the line with all this quality content we got
right
for you for 2024.
Well, you guys can find me right here on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, anywhere you just type in all major podcast platforms. I have an audio podcast right now, only exclusive audio that is available on all podcast platforms. It's entitled Hand Me Downs. This is a really funny rest in peace to the late great Mr. Tyler. That episode is in honor of one of our high school teachers that's no longer with us. It was a great moment that I had, and I'm sharing it back in 2019. It's an old audio clip. Old to me, but new to you guys. It was never released, so you can go ahead and check that out. And merchandise will be available soon on our TikTok shop, so stay tuned for that. That's fun. That's going to be coming back, and that's basically it. Just keep follow, like, subscribe. You know the vibes.
Yes, sir. Big Gerald, let them know where they can find you and what you got going on.
Okay, you can find me at Facebook at Gerald Williams, Instagram Leroy J1117. You can always catch me with the fellas and the ladies on Down in the Den After Dark. Hopefully next week I'm gonna be on Blow the Whistle because I'm ready to slam Cal Jones to the ground. I thought it was supposed to be today. It was supposed to be today. I know. Of course, you can catch me with my bro Mars, the bearded one. That's the Two Horsemen podcast is out here. Man, that was a fun thing. I want to give a shout out to my boy Weezy today. He just turned 49. So happy birthday to him. Shout out to all my kids, my babies. I'm gonna enjoy them. And yeah, man, life is good.
Amen.
Life is good. I need that clip from Future. Cal, give the people your shit.
Blow the Whistle Sports. We're gonna try to get one in this week. I gotta talk to Big Gerald and Mars. Cause we gotta talk about the Cowboys while they still playing. What else we got? The Den. I think politics as usual gonna come back one day. We just need something big to happen in politics.
I think we got an election coming this year, so we're gonna have plenty of stuff to talk about in 2024 because we got some choices to make.
DJT.
And I see Miss Nikki New got that big fan base on TikTok, and I can finally go live. So I think we need to do a Cal's Court on if she watched Friday before. We can do like a
or movies and TV in general.
We'll be keeping our eye on you to make sure you don't watch it before the. You may need to send that ASAP.
I'll take all the batteries away in the house, so out of all the remotes.
Oh no!
Give me your laptop because you made me nervous.
All punishment is, I guess, is coming back one day. What else we got? The wrestling show. I definitely waiting for the clips for that. I'm ready to share that and promote it. I know y'all did good. I can't wait to see it. Did it drop yet?
No, we haven't dropped the episode yet. Right now, we've just been putting some teaser clips to sedate the people, but we're going to put it out a little bit before the Royal Rumble, but we're giving people a little taste, if you will, as Dusty Rhodes would say. I tell you what, man, I had a blast. I love doing all of these shows, but and me and Vic Gerald, we're ready to turn this up in 2024. Hot tag, baby, hot tag.
It's hard times, Daddy. Hard times.
For life.
hard times,
What
Daddy.
else you got, Cal? Before I interrupted you.
Edit me out that clip with Gerald saying hard times and whatever.
That's a good. If you watch wrestling, that's a Dusty Rhodes line. Relax. That's one of his main things.
Pause. You about to pause him?
Yeah, I'm good on that.
You can't pause Dusty Rhodes, Daddy. You can't pause him. He's the blue-eyed soul.
Oh God, we lost Cal.
You can turn your camera off, but you can't run away.
You can't run away from the hot tagging, baby.
Please God, bro.
I just noticed a lot of.
What just happened?
DJ Nikki knew over there.
We need to label these a little better.
Take that wine glass away. Somebody over there.
He's hitting random drops over there. But oh man, that's perfect.
Trying to hit us with a Meg Thee Stallion lyric. I ain't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, I thought you were about to start freestyling. This nigga that knew. I ain't never seen Friday 1 or 2. You know,
Don't get me started. Don't get me.
But guys, man, thank you so much. First episode of the year, great episode of the year. Let's give ourselves all a big round of applause.
Good job, people. Oh,
Since you're probably going to see Friday right now. Guys, we thank y'all for tuning in. Replay at midnight. So you know what to do. Listen to that audio replay and support the audio as well. And the best way to support this show costs you zero money. You just like, comment, subscribe, share it to a friend if you will. We want to make 2024 the takeoff years, Kobe. So I have a personal vendetta to make sure that all these guys succeed and go even better and than ever before. That's why I got the Kobe shirt on. It's 24. And if you want to support the show by more than just like, comment, subscribe, you know what you can do. You can get nifty down in the den mugs with my mug on the mug right here, or down in the den cap for your bald head with the official Down in the Den logo. We've got tons of merch. You've seen Cal Joe's modeling in it, and I'm going to design a dress soon for him. And God damn it, he's going to wear it. I promise you. Because
It's viral. I gotta take one for the team. If we can go viral, then I'll.
No, Cal, stand on something.
We want to stand on the beds of money.
Oh my God,
that's what we want to stand on. I'm a size double XL in the dress, Hollywood. I'm a size double XL. But guys, I kid. For the whole After Dark crew, we thank y'all for tuning into the first episode of 2024. I hope your new year was great. Our year has been great so far, and it's going to get better. Tune in once again midnight for the audio replay. We out this bitch. We love y'all. And don't forget, Hogan coming for you, nigga. You don't understand the reference.
Funny. It's all too funny.
No.
I'm ending every episode with that. All right, we out. Peace, love.